Hey guys, I got two movie recommendations. I watched Persona and The Green Knight. I'll start off with The Green Knight. I thought this movie was beautiful. I thought it was poetic. I thought this movie was interesting because all it was really about was this man facing his fear of becoming the Green Knight, of stepping into his anointing, of following the prophecy that was set before him when he chopped off the Green Knight's head. And I love the symbolism of the tree people. I love the singing of the giants in the movie. And I also love the very fact that he was not only facing himself, but also seeing his own self-deceit and his own pretense of this persona that he thought he was this brave knight, but really what he was facing was his primal fears, was what he was lacking, of the strength of being easily swayed, and also being one that doesn't want to step into his own anointing and premise and following the prophecy that was laid before him. I thought this movie felt like I was reading a book. It had interesting cuts, it had symmetry, it had flow, it had cohesion. Dave Patel gives a great performance. He's really a great actor, and I thought this movie, just from start to finish, is beautiful, and I think anybody who is meditative inclined will enjoy this movie. And also I loved how it felt like it just was going through these different chapters and also going through these different dream sequences. It was just glorious, and it just had a beautiful cohesion and flow. Now, Persona, this one was interesting. There was about these two people. The nurse was taking care of this actress, and both of them had something tucked deep inside. They were just dealing with it in different interpretations. So I thought the nurse was kind of spilling all of her emotion while the actress was bearing it all deep inside. And both of them were giving into each other and giving allegiance to one another, power, and also controlling of and manipulation of both parts. I thought it was kind of interesting to see it, and I love the sequencing in this movie. I love the lines in this movie. The script is beautiful from front to back, the dialogue, the acting, the performances. And I thought one scene that was crazy where she was like scratching her arm to the point where she was bleeding, and literally the other actress just put her mouth to it. It was just shocking. And also I thought the beginning of the movie where they were showing, flashing scenes, like those images don't leave you. And I thought the story was great. I thought the black and white really made the movie more watchable. I think if this movie was in color, I don't think it would have the same punch. And I noticed within this movie, I would watch the actress's face in the movie, like their presence, their premise, their whole persona was just so beautiful. And sometimes the movie was in French and it was Janus Films, and I would just look at their faces. The faces and the facial expressions just really let you know what they were going through. And I thought it was also like, what are we hiding from ourselves? Are we living based on our environment, based on our partners, based on our job security? And the things that we live around and revolve around, do we become them, and then we become a false pretense of who we really are as a person, as an individual? Do we have individualism? And I think that's what this movie really relates to you. Like, are you your own person? Do you know yourself? Are you just hiding behind a mask of many different personas, from your family, from your relationships, from your experiences altogether? So a lot of us do have a persona. And I thought this movie was just crazy. I was trying to watch Orpheus last night, but I couldn't get through the 30 minutes. It was just brutal. But Janus Films, if you watch them, they have a certain way that they go about the movies, the same one that did The Seventh Seal. I loved both of these movies. They were super fun. They were dreamlike. The acting is awesome, and also the script and the dialogue in the movies are just great.